Hairy stuff, mate, isn't it?
Peg 9 or 30.
Jack Phillips, number 9. Jacob Morgan, peg 30. Jason Hockley.
Geared up. Hallelujah. Late in the draw for Jay, but fair play.
Peg 16.
So then here we are, we're at Oxlease. I drew peg 16. To be honest, I wasn't happy with it at the start, but I've seen a few fish moving around now. Peg 18, 19, 20 and 21 have no one in there, is that right?
That's right.
So yeah, the fish are going to hold up down here. I found a beautiful spot. It sort of comes further away, like behind the spot is gravel, and it comes into silt and then gravel again, so I'm going to fish on that silt, just in between. So yeah, I got the throwing stick out, probably put about 40 baits with that, and then I put about 4 spoms out. And yeah, that was another fish, just in the margin. I'm ready to put the bags out. What's the time, Steve?
11:56.
11:56, 4 minutes. Steve's going to film me casting. Come on the carp. Bosh. So then, here we are. Ooh, was that a fish, Steve? That's not too far off me. But yeah, as I say, both rods are out now. And yeah, I'm just going to tie up a few more bags so I'm ready. An orange and a pink Magic Bean's gone out. So yeah, we've seen a couple of fish, haven't we, Steve?
Yeah, definitely. As soon as we turned up, we saw one straight ahead of you.
So I think the fish will be down here for well, let's say a long period of time, because I think there's 4 or 5 swims that are shut off completely. So obviously, where there's no lines in the water, that's where they're going to be. Naughtiness. Come on. Too much. The sauce. Give that a good old mix. Bang. Look at that. Naughtiness. Here we are. Just as I was getting my 3rd rod ready, just in case I get a bite. Just saw a fish right here. Now that's probably about 10 wraps out. And yeah, person next to me spomming, as you can see. But yeah, that's a good sign that we've seen a fish. Can they roar off? Come on the carp.
Just gone midday, sitting here with Jay now, just gonna talk about a few bits we've been working on, he's been working on what we've been doing through the morning. So yeah, what's the tactics at the moment, Jay?
So at the minute, on the left hand rod, I've opted to go for a 7-foot zig, and that's 20 wraps out. Just trying to nick a fish, to be honest, just trying to see where they are, what they're doing, because obviously the shows have slowed down, which is what we expected, didn't we, due to the pressure going up again. But yeah, the right hand rod's still on the solid bag, on the baited spot. Now, just to quickly mention, I've probably put about, I don't know, what would you say, 5 to 7 kilo out?
Yeah, good 5 kilo. But you've done something a little bit different with your mix now. What have you done with it?
So basically, it's a lot more liquidy and watery.
More cloud based,
yeah,
so
yeah.
to cloud up the water. Why are you clouding it?
Because obviously I'm fishing the zig out there, and that cloud will get the fish, you know, swimming up through the layers, not only on the bottom, they'll be throughout the whole of the water. But yeah, as I was going to say, just to touch on that, I put water actually in the mix, obviously to make it more gloopy, watery, and I've also put probably about half a bottle of sauce with you know, chop boilie, a few holes, and hemp and maize.
You added some flat spot as well?
Yeah, I did. Halfway through spomming the first half of it out, I did add a bit of flat spot, and just, we have seen a couple come up, haven't we, which is a good sign. I mean, like Garrett was saying, it could be smaller fish, but fish are in the area, do you know what I mean? Like, if the carp see the small fish eating something, they might get interested and eat it.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the birds as well, the ducks coming up over
Yeah.
your spot. They're definitely out in front of us. The problem we've got at the moment, not a problem, the fish are, if you take a halfway mark between where we are on the far bank, the fish are slightly closer to the other bank, albeit that you're going to come across. But obviously your solid bags, what are you using with your solid bag?
So in the solid bag, it's consisting of the OG fish dust, the mini mix with flat spot actually infused in the mini mix, and obviously a solid bag rig. I've got a D rig in there.
So D-rig, what are you doing? What sort of length on your hook?
3 to 4 inches of hook length, and I've just been changing the hook bait up. Sometimes it's a single grain of corn, a magic bean, all the different colours, and we even put an OG Fish original wafter on earlier, just to see what they're eating at the minute.
On your hook, so you're saying obviously you've got a D-rig. Notice on one of them you're actually using a blowback as well.
Yeah, so I'm just sort of trying out different rigs, to be honest. I've got a bit of heat shrink tubing on the actual hook, and I feel that stabilises the hook to the floor a lot better. Obviously, if it had nothing on there. And
you tested the wafter with the hook. How's your hook sitting?
Sort of the hook it's not popping up like a pop-up would. It's sort of laying on the floor. I'm sure we'll get a shot.
You got a nice flat hook against, because you found quite a solid patch out there.
Yeah.
So you've got it critically balanced.
Yeah.
So the Magic Bean or the hook is just sitting there, just nice above it.
And then obviously the hook is sitting on the floor with the sweet corn grain.
Cool. You zig. So what colour have you gone? What have you opted for?
A red zig aligner and black foam. Obviously, when I was spomming earlier, I found when I reeled the spom in, there was actually like a fly on it, wasn't there?
Yeah, a little larvae. It might have been a little bit of a hatch going on.
Yeah.
It was pretty fresh, but for this time of year, you wouldn't be expecting a hatch to be coming up, but they obviously are, which is a good sign. Thus, obviously opting for the zig. I think later on you're going to go back to 2 solid bags out.
Yeah, I'll be putting solid bag back out, 2 on the spot again for tonight. I will put a lot more bait out tonight than I did yesterday.
Yeah, I think today, obviously with everyone coming yesterday and you got 30 plus lines going out, spooked the fish. They sort of went to ground. This morning was like a dolphin show as soon as that wind came in towards us. But we have been seeing the flat spots coming up, haven't we?
Yeah.
So I think really, I mean, from the amount of bait you put out yesterday, how was you putting yesterday? The majority being throwing stick, wasn't it?
Yeah, most of it was the throwing stick, just trying to get a milling about in the area. I put maybe 10 spoms out, but throughout last night I put 3 spoms out every 45 minutes, and about 4 or 5 o'clock I left it, and then obviously got up at 6:30, and the fish were everywhere. Literally everywhere. I
mean, Finley, Todd Hunter, just had a walk round, just had a chat with him. He said this would be one of his preferred swims. Now that wind has changed and been coming in. I mean, I think it's a good insight to what Jay's been up to, and I'm sure there's going to be other tactics and changes we're going to do. Jay's going to do. Obviously, I'm here supporting. Obviously, with the BYCAC, we need to have guardians. With the guys at all times, so between me and Steve, we're covering off. That means Steve can then go over and do some filming with Oscar and Joe. I know that Connor at the moment is sat over with Oscar, with Joe.
Yeah, Oscar's mum's
here. Yeah, Oscar's mum's here. So hello, mum, Oscar's mum. Connor. So Connor said he's going to pop over in a bit, so no doubt we'll get some footage and have a chat with him, see what's going on over there. But for the time being, you know what, we got 24 hours to go, and there's been so many times, I'm sure many of you out there do competition fishing, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I think we've got to stay positive. We are being positive for what there is. The fish are in the area. Everything's being done right. but you know, if they're not going to feed in the spot, they're not feeding, but they are definitely showing, and I think tonight could be a turnaround, so fingers crossed.
Let's hope so.
So
Let's get this done. It is looking promising, isn't it? As you said, the guy opposite had a fish, so yeah, I got the third rod, the one that obviously I have spare, and yeah, I got it set up, ready to cast out.
Third in line with Magic Bean Wafters.
Oh, sorry, my bad. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't hurt me. Sorry.
You got me fucking throttled. Oh, sorry.
Fucking drove straight up, straight to the tents. See that, mate?
Big Dan's off.
Yeah, boy.
Here we go.
Thanks for coming up.
that's proper brotherly love. In an hour and that's 3 hours driving.
The left-hand rod is on a 6 foot, no, it's a 4 foot zig, sorry, and that is over the baited spot. And the right-hand rod is again on a solid bag with a orange bean, running lead system, and yeah, on the Corda solid bag leader, 17.5 wraps out, and I mean, I put three spoms out, didn't I? Just to top it up, and I mean, I've probably seen about 5 fish on the spot. So yeah, I'm very confident.
You put quite a bit of bait out earlier though, didn't you? As well.
Yeah, I baited up properly earlier. I put a whole bucket out. But yeah, I mean, I think we're in for a busy night, but only time will tell. So
You've got a zig out as well, haven't you?
yeah, zig on the left-hand rod.
And what sort of length you got on that?
That is 4 foot off the bottom, black foam, red aligner.
So we've tried today what lengths?
13 and 7.
13, 7.
And different at different spots out in the lake, like different distances.
Yeah. But you've now gone your 4 foot on your baited spot that you've been doing for the last 2 days?
Yeah, that is on the baited spot. I mean, I must admit it took a few casts in it, but if you're not happy with it, change it.
That's
so
it.
They are on the money now.
Good
So,
man.
yeah, I just hope we. Well, I don't hope.
I hope it's coming.
We know it's on its way.
And the 2023 BYCAC winner is Lucas Alter.
Here we are. So me and Oscar just went to the presentation, and Connor has got an absolute whacker in the net. Here we are, high 30 that. We're fishing on the top. Yeah, we're going to share the rods all day. Well, as long as we are.
Vice versa.
Got Oscar here.
Hopefully it turns out like the B1 one.
Hopefully, mate. Couple of 30s on the board. Come on, a Carp.
Right guys, you join us down here at Linear Fisheries on Oxlease after the BYCAC, Young British Carp Angling Championships. A couple of lads, Jay and Oscar, have been in the match. Unfortunately it didn't win. but the fish have been taking a mixer just towards the end of the session, so a couple of us decided to stay on. I've only managed this lovely chunk, and I've actually had it before at £40.8, but it's a bit underweight today at 36.8. The boys are still at it behind us, but look at that for a cracker. Come on, the parkerbaits. Oh, time to get her back now because she's a big one and it's nice and warm out here. Oh, she's a big one, isn't she? Turn it around and give you a look at the other side quickly. Oh, there she is. If you check the Instagram, Big Mac Carp, I had this at the start of the year at £40.8 ounce. So I'm quite glad.
They love it.
They love me, yeah. So guys, there's a second one in quick succession off the top down here at Oxlease. This one, maybe a scraper 20, nothing compared to the last one, eh? But it's all fun and games. Fish still pack-manning out there, so fingers crossed for a few more bites. Actually, there's a lad waiting behind us to get in. We've got to be off for 3 o'clock, so and come on the parkerbaits. Bosh.
Woo! He's in the lake.
The little one of the two. As you can probably see out the back of us, they're still going wild for the mixers. So it's time to get this one back so we can grab another one.